before to start.
Can we please start recording as well?
Yeah. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about this. There are two topics that we are going to discuss. Okay, the antivirus profile, and second one, that is vulnerability and spyware protection. Okay, so this is the same thing what we have seen in earlier sessions. Like we URL filtering, we create one URL filtering profile and we apply that profile to our security policy. So antivirus profile is also like same thing. Here we are going to create one antivirus profile, okay, and we the creator profile we are going to apply to the policy, the security policy. Okay, so there are a few things before we create the profile. Okay, there are a few things I need to understand. Okay, that everyone know that there are the viruses are the most concerned thing, because if in your system if you have any kind of virus, then your system got corrupted, right? Or some of the features won't
Yes.
work because of the virus. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
Palo Alto has a this kind of feature called antivirus. Okay, so Palo Alto device also provide you antivirus protection also. So you don't require any kind of antivirus, external antivirus software or anything else. Okay, so Palo Alto itself has a one antivirus thing. Okay. So before we start this thing, okay, so we can apply this policy, apply this antivirus protection into our inside zone, or into our servers, into our DMZ zones, that we can apply this to. Okay, but we cannot apply this antivirus to outside zone. Okay, so there are two steps. First, we are going to create one antivirus profile, and second one, we need to apply this create a profile to the policy. Okay, before that, okay, now everyone is aware that everyone is using antivirus, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Anish.
Okay, in the
There
antivirus,
is in the Mac there is no antivirus, but it's okay.
yeah, in the antivirus, if you're using any kind of external software like any antivirus profile, okay, so in the antivirus, guys, uh, there are periodically updates out there about the antivirus definitions, right?
Yeah. Yes, Anish.
The antivirus
Yeah.
got updated every 15 or 10 days. The definition got updated, virus definitions.
Yes.
So
Yes.
in this Palo Alto device, okay, to enable this feature, antivirus feature, first thing we need to have the license for this antivirus feature. First, we need to have a license. Okay, and once we have the license, okay, then we can update this virus database. Okay, so let's just see. Let us start this. Okay, so log into Palo Alto device. Okay, so first thing we need to check the license, whether we have the license or not for the antivirus protection. So let's just check the license. So go to device, under device, we need to go to the licenses. So here is the licenses. Click on licenses. Okay, in this license we have the license for antivirus. That is threat prevention. This one. This is the license for the antivirus threat prevention. So we have the license. Okay. Now apply this. Okay, so for now we have the license now. So what we are going to do, we are going to update the antivirus definitions. We are going to update the antivirus definitions. So how to update this? Under the device, you need to first click, and then you need to check the dynamic updates. So you have to click on dynamic updates. Okay, under the dynamic updates, okay, you have to click on check now to get the latest information about the definitions. Okay. Now here you can see this, the first one, antivirus. This is, there is one update available for antivirus. There is one update available for antivirus. Okay, so before creating the antivirus profile, we are going to install and download this update into a Palo Alto database. Okay, we're going to do this into a Palo Alto device database. So under the device, we need to go to action, click on download. Okay, this will take few times, 2 minutes.
Anish,
Yes.
in the Viva, would they be asking us the steps on how to set up each of these things?
Not each and everything, but what we have seen in this training, the topics which we have covered. Okay.
Okay.
So they will ask you, they will give, I think, might be possible they will give one scenario and
Okay.
told you that how to troubleshoot this.
Oh, okay. Okay, Anish.
Right. So to troubleshoot any of the scenario, you need to understand how to create that, right?
Yeah. Okay, Anish.
Okay. Now we download this. Now close this. Okay. So you can see here we download the feature, the definition. Okay. Now we are going to install this. So again, click on install. Now what is the latest version for Pan OS right now?
7.1.
No. Open the browser, check it out. Just a minute, guys. Okay, so this is done. Now you can see here we update the antivirus definition here. Okay, now close this. Okay, now you can see here we install this. The update latest update for antivirus, we install this. So it says the currently installed. Okay, now next thing what we are going to do, we are going to create one policy. Sorry, we are going to create one profile. So guys, tell me now. Here we have the options. Okay, these are the options right in our Palo Alto. So in which option we need to go to create a profile? We already,
Device.
sorry, we are
No.
already in device. In which option we need to go to create any security profiles?
Server profiles.
In which option out of this?
Objects.
Right.
Objects.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, in the objects you will find
Objects.
security policies and everything.
Yeah, in the objects, not policy. In the objects, you can create a
Security
profile,
profiles.
security
And
profiles.
everything.
Okay, you
Yes.
can see here under the objects, this is the security profiles, and under security profiles, we have antivirus,
Antivirus.
anti-spyware, vulnerability, URL filtering, eye blocking. So all these profiles you can create under objects, and under the objects we have security profiles. Okay, so right now we are going to create one profile for antivirus. So under the objects, we need to click on antivirus here. So in this antivirus, you can see here, we have one by default antivirus profile. We have one by default antivirus profile. Okay. So what we are going to do, we are going to use the same one. We are going to use the same one. Okay. So we are not going to use the default one, but same thing. So we are going to make one clone of this default profile. We are going to make one clone for this default profile. So select this profile.
Anish,
Yes.
one small question. So in URL filtering also we created a clone, right, for default profile. So is there a problem if we delete the default profile and create our one?
No. If you created this one, okay. So if you remove this, so there is no issue because you haven't used this. You haven't applied this profile to any security policy, right?
Okay.
We apply this one, not this one.
Okay. So if you delete the default also, there is no any problem.
Yeah,
right?
but the what you need to do, no need to delete any kind of default text because this default profiles, it has already allow categories and block categories. If you see this URL filtering, the default one, so when you create this kind of profile, so you need some time lapse. You can see there are so many categories here included in this profile, right? That you need to create this by your own.
If you are creating a new profile.
Yes.
Okay.
Better to be use the default one. Okay, make a clone of this and just make changes.
Okay, cool.
Like in default one, we have the news category that is allowed. Okay,
Yeah,
and we want to block news
allowed
category,
it,
right? So what we have done, we make a clone profile of the default one, and under the same profile, we are just searching for news category and we block that. Simple.
Block or allow, whatever function. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the smart work, we can say.
Yeah.
Because creating a profile that will take so much time. Because there is not only one category, there are so many categories you can see here. Now out of this category, you need to choose which category you want to allow, which category you want to block.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So here in the antivirus also, we have the same thing. So we have the by default one profile out there. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to create one clone of this profile. So select that and click on clone. Okay, now click OK here. Don't worry about it. Okay, now it has the default one. So we are going to change the name here. Okay, so we are going to put the name here as our AV profile. Our AV profile. Now in this profile, you can see here that we have so many options here. Like you can see the HTTPS, the reset both. Okay, so these are the antivirus protection. So these services Okay, they will this will check by this virus profile, this protocols, HTTP, SMTP, IMAP, POP3, FTP, SMP. So all these services, if any user use any kind of services like any of the applications here, what you can see in this list, so it will check by this antivirus profile. Okay, and we have one also option called packet capture. We have the option here for packet capture. So we are going to enable this. So this will capture the packet, okay, in which it has some issues or some viruses out there. So it will capture the packet. Then this thing you will find it out in the logs. This whole thing you will find it out under the logs. Okay, and you can also do some kind of exemption also under the virus if you want to. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to allow this. Now click OK. Okay, so we create this our EV profile policy, sorry, profile here. Okay, now we are going to apply this profile which we have created, okay, into our security policy, into our existing security policy. Okay, so in which option we'll find the security policy, guys?
Under policies.
Right, under policies. So we need to go to the policy here, and under the policy we need to click on security.
So Anish, we didn't like change anything in the antivirus profile. We just like cloned the default thing, just enable packet capture, and we're like incorporating it already.
Right. But if you want to add something, if you want to add any kind of on any other application into the antivirus, that should be checked by the antivirus profile. So you can add it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So
Anish,
yes.
yeah, sorry, can you go back to the security profiles and show us what kind of applications we can add text exceptions?
This one.
The clone one, yeah. So, can you please click on the clone? Yeah, on the right side, application exceptions.
So we can
the
add
decode
application that is exception. If you want to add any kind of exception to the application, like you don't want to, you want to check the HTTP sites, so you can add here.
Oh, okay. Okay. And can we add more applications to the decoder part as well?
Yeah. So here right now we won't have any options here. Okay. So all these things that is already applied here.
Okay, we can't add extra.
Yes. Right now there is no options here. You can see. In this PA200, we don't have any option to add any kind of profile. But if you have high and firewall, Palo Alto
Okay,
device, so you have the option over there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you want to learn about all these things, okay, so you can see here in this. Let me just cancel this. There is one help option here. This is able to see. Okay, so this will give you the help. Once you open this, so this will provide you the data of the profiles, antivirus profiles, all these things in details.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the option available in the Palo Alto.
Okay.
Okay, and if you are not having any kind of device, okay, so you can also open the Palo Alto networks.com. Okay, and from over there you have the online user guides available. That is free. There is no cost for that. You can easily download these things on the Palo Alto networks.com. You have to go to the documentations, and under the documentations you will find all these guides, all the informations.
Yeah.
So before creating any kind of policy, especially in the antivirus and in the spyware, anti-spyware, okay, so you have to first understand that how to create profile and what kind of packets or applications you want to add into the profile. Okay, so you need to have deeper knowledge about all these things. Okay, so we create this profile, okay, our EV profile. Now we are going to apply this same profile, antivirus profile, to our existing security policy. So we already have one policy here. You can see here our user going to internet. So in this, in this security policy, we are going to apply the profile here. We already applied one URL filtering one, right? So we are going to apply another one here. So click over here. Then where we need to go to apply the profiles?
Service category, URL category.
No, we need to go to actions.
Okay.
Actions.
And under the actions you can apply the profile. You can apply all these profiles from here. Antivirus, vulnerability protection, anti-spyware, file blocking, data filtering, and wildfire. Okay, so we have the antivirus right now. So click on here, and you can see here our newly created profile. Okay, we apply this and click OK. So you can see here the changes in this profile. There are two options here. First one is antivirus profile, and second one is URL filtering profile. Okay, so we create this. Now commit. Click on commit. Okay, now we create this policy, right? But right now, today we don't have any, don't have any access of our inside zone machine because no one is over there. So we are not going to check these things whether it is working well or not. So once we have a person over there, maybe Ashish or Umran, so we'll check these things. Okay.
Anish,
Yes.
I'm really sorry for this question.
Mm-hmm.
So in the security profiles,
Mm-hmm.
the antivirus profile, the HTTP, FTP, SNMP, all those application protocols are mentioned as, all those, they are mentioned as decoders, right?
Right.
Why exactly decoders?
They will check this profiles. Suppose if you open any kind of website, any website.
Okay.
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 Okay, and in this website, so if you download something and that file has some kind of antiviruses, so this Palo Alto device, okay, will check this file, and once you find the file that is good for you, okay, that is downloadable and won't have any kind of virus, so you can download this file. Otherwise, it will give you one message. Otherwise, it will give you one message on a screen.
Okay.
Okay, right now we don't have access right now. That's why we are not able to check this thing. Otherwise, we can see this thing. No one is over there. Okay, so there is one website. Okay, now the website is, from there you can check you can download the virus EICAR.
Virus, yeah. Basic virus.
This is my website, guys.
Yeah.
Right. So from here you can check this profile. Yeah. What is the full form for EICAR? Anyone knows? European Institute for Computer Antivirus Research. European Institute for Computer Antivirus Research. This is the full form. Okay, from this side you can download one kind of virus file. Okay, so you can check whether it is working or not. So here you can see here, download anti-malware website.
Test file, yeah.
Yeah. So you need to click here. Okay. Then here you can see here download. Click here download. And these are the files for HTTP and for HTTPS. Okay, right now this system, which right now we are saying it is not our inside source. Okay, so if you download this, so it will download. It won't give you any kind of message. But we are going to open this same website into our inside zone machine, and from there we are going to check whether we are able to download these files or not. Okay, if you have antivirus profile working fine, okay, which you have created, so that will give you one error message that virus or spyware download blocked. This kind of message displays on your screen in this browser. Virus or spyware download blocked. Okay, so this is one kind of test file, anti-malware test file, you can say. Okay, so understood this, guys, antivirus?
Yes,
Anish.
Good.
yes, Anish.
Okay, now, mm, what we are going to see now. What is the next part? This is completed. Okay, vulnerability spyware.
Spyware?
Yes, vulnerability spyware protection. So it is the same how what we have discussed right now about antivirus. It is same like this one only. Okay, now guys, tell me first thing. What is the vulnerability? What is the meaning of this word?
It's the weakness of the policy.
Like example.
As an example, like denial of service attacks, something like that.
Okay, now what is spyware?
Spyware is just it detects the if there is any attack or something. That's what the spyware does.
Anyone else?
Spyware. I mean, so Anish, so I think spyware is like checking if like other people are able to view our sensitive information.
Right, like remote desktop.
Mm-hmm.
Right, same like this. But the spyware is that is hidden. Okay. So to apply this, okay, so same thing, okay. So there are two steps. We are going to create or use the default profile and apply the same profile to our security policy. So we are going to use the same things what we have done in the antivirus profile and what we have done in the URL filtering profile. These all are the same things. All the things are the same. So by creating a profile. So we need to go to the objects, right? To create a profile, guys.
Yeah, yes.
Good. And under the objects, we need to create one profile, right? So under the objects, we need to go to security policy, and under the security policy, we have this kind of profiles. Okay, so right now we are going to create one profile for
Spyware?
sorry, anti-spyware. So we are going to click on anti-spyware. Okay, so under the anti-spyware, you can see there are by default two profiles are there: the default one and the strict one. The default one and the strict one. Okay, now we are not creating any kind of new profiles right now. We are going to use this one. Now, if you want to know how to analyze all these things, that this site is critical or this site has some high information, high security. Okay, so all these things you can take a help from this documentation. You can take a help from the documentation. If you want to create your own anti-spyware or anti-vulnerability profile, protection profile, so you need to first know these things. So which websites in the high risk, which websites in the low risk, which website is the medium risk, which website is the critical. Okay, so you have to understand these rules, all these things. Okay, you have to understand the severities, you have to choose the one action. Okay, so all these things you have to know, guys, before creating any kind of anti-spyware or vulnerability protections. Okay, so in this you can see here there are two default profiles, and default and strict one. Okay, and the vulnerability protections we also have the same thing. Here we also have two profiles, strict one and default one. Strict one and the default one. Okay, now guys, suppose if I want to apply any of this profile to our existing policy, so how we gonna apply? Tell me.
Go to the security policies.
Then,
Security policy.
okay. Then
actions.
right. Okay,
In
so
that we saw vulnerability and
right.
anti-spyware
So we are going to use
options.
the default one. Okay, here. So go to policy. Okay, we are going to apply the vulnerability protection profiles. Okay, and anti-spyware, both the profiles. So under the policy of the security, we are going to use one web when security policy is there. User is going to internet. So in this, we are going to apply the two profiles. Okay, so we click on actions, and under the action, we are going to use the one profile for
Vulnerability protection.
okay for vulnerable protection. Here you can see, so we can see here there are two
Default.
protections. We are going to select default one. Okay, and for anti-spyware you can also, we have two profiles, default and strict. We are also going to
Default.
default. Okay, and click OK, and to commit this you can see the changes here. So in this site, this security policy has four profiles we applied: antivirus, URL filtering, anti-spyware, and vulnerability protection. So these four profiles we have applied to this policy. So you can easily understand that which policy has which profile applied using these icons. No need to open the profile. You have to go to the check the policy. Here we can see the icons. Okay. So you need to remember the icons for each and every profile. Okay, now to implement we need to click on commit. Click on commit. Okay, now next topic that we are going to discuss, that is the LDAP and the authentication profiles. Okay, now to apply these things, okay, we need to have any kind of Active Directory. We need to have Active Directory in place in our infrastructure. If we have the Active Directory, so we can use this profiles. We can apply this into our vulnerability base. If we don't have, so we cannot apply this. So right now we don't have any kind of Active Directory profiles. Right now we don't have any Windows server. Okay, and now everyone is aware about the Active Directory, guys.
Yes, Anish.
What is that? Can you please tell me?
Oh, you want me to explain?
Yes, go ahead.
Basic stuff I know. I know
Yeah, go
not the
ahead.
entire thing.
What you know, tell me.
So Active Directory, it's a centralized and standard version used for maintenance of all the users, computers, printers, or whatever objects which we include in the Active Directory. So we create domains using these objects, and we manage all the entire network. We manage the whole network using this using Active Directory. So it helps us to manage the entire enterprise network easily,
Right. Okay, now the antivirus
and
and
it's more secure also.
the Active Directory is a feature of Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Right? So in the Microsoft server, when you create any kind of Microsoft server, and especially in the domains, Microsoft server domain, Okay, so it has one feature called Active Directory. So what is there in the Active Directory? So Active Directory have the information about the users, their accounts. All this information are stored under the Active Directory database. Okay, so if we have any kind of Active Directory server in our existing network, okay, so we can directly apply the users, okay, and their accounts information to a Palo Alto device using the LDAP and authentication for use of the LDAP and authentication profiles. Okay, so
So what you're saying is, so if we have a Palo Alto firewall along with the Active Directory
no,
server
if
in
we have Active Directory server in our existing network, okay, so
okay,
from that Active Directory server, so no need to create any kind of database, user database into a Palo Alto because we already have Active Directory. Right. So in the
okay,
Active
in Palo
Directory,
Alto.
yes, in we already have one
Okay.
Active Directory. So in Active Directory, we already have one database for our users, our internal users,
Okay.
user info, their account information, right? So we can use that information, account information in Palo Alto to create a user-specific profiles, to create user-specific policies. Like in the organization, there are so many departments, right? So each and every department has their own requirements, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, and each some users you need to give some full access. You need to give something else, okay, to particular users. So you can do this thing using Active Directory if you have the Active Directory, okay. And this is called what? User ID, user identity. So create a policy, apply the policy into a Palo Alto device, into an internal zone using a user ID. Okay, so you can use this if you don't have Active Directory. Otherwise, if you have any other server in which you have all the account information, the user account information, so you can also apply that server, like captive port or on any other, we can say.
Okay.
Okay, not the Active Directory. That is not compulsory for Active Directory. But in this example, we are going to say about the Active Directory. But right now, guys, we don't have any Active Directory server. I don't have any Active Directory server. So I'm not going to show you all these things particularly, but I will show you from where you can create the LDAP and authentication profile and how to apply this. Okay, I will show you this, how to apply all these things. Okay, and you can also check the security logs under the Active Directory. Okay, so
Okay.
under security logs, you will find the information about the user ID, okay, and their IP address, the username and the IP address. So that person is using this IP address and it is access these websites. So on the logs, you have the user ID information. Understood this, guys?
Yes, Anish.
Everyone?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, now here under this Palo Alto, we can create two profiles, LDAP and authentication. So everyone know the meaning of the authentication, right? But what is this? What is the meaning of this? Not the meaning, what is the, tell me
Light,
the full form.
lightweight directory access protocol.
Yes, lightweight directory access protocol. So this is one kind of protocol, okay, that will enable to use the resources from the network or from any other devices or any other servers. Okay, so this is one kind of lightweight directory access protocol. Okay, so to apply this thing into our Palo Alto, so the first thing we need to create one LDAP server profile. Okay, and we need to create one authentication profile. Okay, so how to do this thing? So let's just do this. Okay, right now we don't have any kind of HRD server, so we are not able to create this. Okay, so I will show the steps how to do this thing. I know this thing. Okay, now this is also done. Okay, now guys, to create a profile, which option need to go?
Objects.
Sure,
Yeah, sure.
everyone.
Yes, Anish.
First, we need to what we need to do. First step is what, guys? What is this?
GitHub server.
Server profile. We need to first create server profile. So you can create the server profile under the device. under the device, you have to go to the server profiles. Can you see the option here, server profiles? You have to expand this server profiles, and you can apply all these things, all the server profiles into with our Palo Alto device. If you have any other external system log server in which you have all the logs information, so you can also apply the system log with your Palo Alto. So all the Palo Alto log can be stored on the syslog server. If you have email server, you can also attach your email server to this Palo Alto. So all the incoming and outgoing email checked by this Palo Alto. Okay, so here we have LDAP. Okay, so we are going to click on LDAP. Okay, so there is no profile here. Okay, not server profile. So we need to add one profile here. So click on add. Okay, you can take a name. You can put in, like we can say our LDAP profile. Okay, now here under the servers list, guys, you have to add your Active Directory server information. You have to add your Active Directory server information. Like, let's give you the example here. Click on add. So name any field. Let's see Active Directory 1. Okay, then you have to provide the Active Directory server IP address. Let's just use any other IP address. This is just for example. Right now we don't have any server. I'm going to show this just for example. Okay, and the port number. This is 389. Okay, so we added this. Okay, now you can see here. Here one option is selected, require SSI and TLS secure connection. So in this lab environment, we are not going to use this. Okay, but in the real environment, if you want that the Palo Alto device and your Active Directory server, the communication between both this device should be SSL. So you need to enable this. In the real environment, you need to enable this. The real environment, you need to enable this. Okay. Now under the server settings, you have to select here and click on Active Directory, and under the base DN, you need to add here. So when it will show you up, there is no server right now because we don't have any servers right now. Okay, so once we base DN, so it will say not. So here we need to choose one extension name for the server, like we can say DN. Let's give one name. What we can say extension name to the server. Okay, not DN, we can say DC. To soft nice, comma, extension to local. Now you can see here this will check now. So right now we don't have a server, that's why it is right now checking out. Otherwise it will display the name here. Okay, now under this bind DN, you can see here bind DN. So you need to provide your domain name here. You need to provide your domain name here, guys. Under this option, you need to provide your Active Directory domain name. Okay, so let's just say softnice.local, or we can say not this one, admin @softnice.com, and then we need to provide the administration password for this, and we need to confirm the password. Okay, then we need to click OK here. So this is our LDAP profile we created. So this is the way you can create, you can associate your any of the Active Directory server with your Palo Alto device. Understood this, guys? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, Anish.
Okay, right now we won't have any server. This is just for example, guys. Okay. You have to use the information of the servers and other information according to your server. Okay, so after doing this, we need to commit this. Okay. Now after committing this, okay, so we have one option called user mapping. Under the device, we have option called user identification. So click on user identification here, and under the user identification, there are so many things here. You can see here. Okay, there is a user ID agents, terminal service agent, group mapping settings. So right now, let's just make one profile for LDAP, our LDAP profile. So we are going to create one LDAP profile here. Okay, so let's just click on add. Okay, and now let's just name this as a test. Okay, now under the server profile, so we already add one server, right? We already create one server profile, LDAP profile. So select this, so this will give you the information about all these things. Then under the group include list, here, this is the profile. This is the profile. Right now we don't have any server. So now suppose if you have a server, so here you have all the groups available on your Active Directory server. All the groups or users, everything. Are you getting, guys? Like DNS admins, domain admins, user admins, or domain
Yes, yes,
users.
Anish.
Okay, domain users. You can see there's one error here. Failed to connect 192.168.1.49. Right now there is no server on this IP address. Okay, so if you have any active servers, so you just need to add the group domains here, like domains, domain admins, users, then the domain name like softnice. Okay, then domain local. You can add this all these things and you need to create OK. So this will create your LDAP profile. This will create your LDAP profile. Okay, so we choose this profile name as test, right? We name this as a test. Okay, and you can directly apply this profile to our existing security policy. And you can also apply the authentication profiles also. You can also create one authentication profile. So here you have to go to the authentication profile. Okay, so here there is no profile here. You can see here. Now click add. Now name here our profile. Okay. Now under the type, we are going to choose the Active Directory. So we are going to choose here LDAP. Okay, and the server profile, our LDAP profile which we have created. Okay. Okay. Now here you can add the user domain or everything here. Now go to advanced here. Then allow list. So you need to add here. Okay. You need to add all. So this will allow all these things. This will allow to all. Click OK. Okay. So this is the way you can create any LDAP profile or any authentication profiles. Okay. So understood this, guys? Everyone?
Yes,
Hello.
Anish.
Good.
Yes, and
Okay, but to create any kind of profiles, server profiles, you need to have first that server in your environment. Then and then only you can create the profile. Without a server, you cannot create any server profiles. Remember this, everyone. So if you have Active Directory server in your environment, so you need to create LDAP profile. Okay, so
Okay.
now that's it from today, guys. Okay, now tomorrow we are going to discuss about the user ID. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the user ID. Okay, so user ID is a simple thing, guys. Like if you need to give some resource, uh, some type of resources according to the users. Like in the organization, there are some hierarchy, right? So the top management people need to have access all the sites, except the few. They need to have access all the banking side, all the social networks, everything. So you can use this all these things. You can using a user ID. So you have to create a policy using a users. Apply this to particular users. So this user will have access only to this resources only. This user has limited resources according to the policy. So this all these things you can do this thing under the user ID. Okay. So how to
I
yes
have one question.
yes
So you said about user ID.
Hmm.
So will we be like using the user tab in the security policies now?
No, not right now. we are going to discuss about it. Now user ID have some 4 to 5 steps to create to apply this user ID in policies and the logs. So there are 4 steps. So first one is LDAP profile. So we already create one LDAP profile, right? We already create one LDAP profile, right guys?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Then
Yes,
second
Anish.
thing, we need to create one group mapping. So that is we already done under this user identification. We create one group mapping also. Remember here, this one, guys. Here this one group mapping settings. So here also we create group mapping. Then we need to create one user identification. We need to create one user identification profile. So that is also we created. And we need to enable the user ID on zones. We need to enable the user ID on zones. Okay, need to enable the user ID on the zones. Okay, so how to do all these things? So some of the steps we already done. Okay, so to apply all these things user ID, you need to have first any kind of the database in which you have the users information already. You have the user informations already. Okay, so the first 3 steps we already completed. We create one LDAP profile. We already done one group mapping. Then we already use the user identification. Okay, from the Active Directory server. Okay. Now the fourth one, we need to enable the user ID on Zoom. Okay, so guys, we have how many zones we have in this lab environment? How many zones we have, guys?
3 zones.
3 zones.
3.
Which are they?
Inside, outside, DM.
Outside
Right.
DM.
So on this user ID, we are going to enable this user ID on which zone?
Inside.
In which zone, guys?
Inside.
Right, inside. We are going to enable this user ID on the inside zone. Okay, so this all the things we are going to see tomorrow. How to do this thing, how to create a user ID agent, how to set up this. Okay, so before apply all these things, we need to have the Active Directory server or any user database, server like LDAP or Radius server, any kind of the servers you require. Okay, so this all the things we are going to discuss tomorrow. Okay, and also we are going to discuss about the VPN. This is the most important topic, the VPN. Okay, VPN concept. Okay, so right now you can see here, let me show you my desktop. Okay, right now I'm trying to make one Windows domain and one member server. Okay, so once let me just create one Active Directory profile also. Okay, so we can apply this into this Palo Alto device, but we cannot apply this because this Windows server that is in my VMware workstation, and that this is on yours,
Palo Alto is on remote.
right? So we cannot apply this. Okay, but I am creating this one Windows servers and member servers for the VPN. For the VPN, I'm doing this thing.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it from today, guys.